ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्ति भवति नैष्टिके कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्य। हरे कृष्ण। So बलराम देश फ्राइडे 5 अक्टूबर को प्रातः भागवत क्लास में आपका स्वागत है। यू आर वेलकम श्रीमद् भागवतम class. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, तीसरा स्कंद श्रीमद् भागवत का उसका सत्संग चल रहा है। And 3rd canto of Srimad Bhagavatam describe mainly the subject matter of Srimad Bhagavatam called Sarga. 3rd canto तीसरे स्कंद श्रीमद् भागवत में भागवत का सर्ग नाम का विषय विस्तार से वर्णन किया गया है। सर्ग का अर्थ होता है सृष्टि, जो भगवान विष्णु के द्वारा होती है, क्रिएशन बाय लॉर्ड विष्णु। और भगवत गीता में 16वें अध्याय में भगवान कहते हैं दिवो इमौ सर्ग लोके देव आसुर एवच। दिवो इमो सर्ग लोके, 2 प्रकार का सर्ग होता है, 2 टाइप्स ऑफ क्रिएशन। कौन सा देव असुर एवच, एक देवताई और एक असुरी, डिवाइन एंड डिमोनिक। तो तीसरे स्कंद में ये दोनों देवी और असुरी संपदा दोनों का दर्शन है। आज जो हम पढ़ने जा रहे हैं वो आसुरी सृष्टि कैसे होती है उसका वर्णन है। आसुरी सृष्टि मीन्स डिमोनिक नेचर की सृष्टि कैसे होती है और दैवी प्रकृति के लोग जो डिवाइन नेचर वाले हैं वो कैसे पैदा होते हैं, हाउ दे आर क्रिएटेड, उसका वर्णन भी आगे के अध्याय में आएगा। सो और तीसरे स्कंद में तीसरे स्कंद में दो भगवान के अवतारों का वर्णन है। हिंदी में बोलेंगे, इंग्लिश में बोलेंगे? हिंदी,
English.
So there are two incarnations of Supreme Lord. They are also described in third canto. The first incarnation, पहला अवतार जो भगवान का तीसरे स्कंद में है, वो है एक्शन ओरिएंटेड, क्रिया प्रदान भगवान वाराहदेव। जब सृष्टि करनी है तो कहाँ करेंगे? Where will creation has to be some place? तो पृथ्वी कहाँ है? There was no earth. So भगवान वाराहदेव पृथ्वी को लाए। और दूसरा भगवान का अवतार तीसरे स्कंद में है ज्ञान प्रदान, वन हु इम्पार्ट नॉलेज हाउ टू लिव। अगर क्रिएशन करनी है तो उसको चलाने के लिए भी गाइडलाइन देनी है। हाँ, if there is a creation, how to, if a machine is made, then they should give guideline how to use it. तो इतना बड़ा क्रिएशन हुआ तो उसको चलाने के लिए भगवान का दूसरा अवतार कपिल देव, जिन्होंने सांख्य दर्शन में विशेष रूप से कैसे जीवन बिताना चाहिए बहुत सुंदर। श्रीमद् भागवत में there are many dialogues, but the two dialogues are very extensive, and both are spoken by Supreme Lord. One by Sri Krishna himself in 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, speaking to Uddhav in almost 24 chapters. ये सबसे बड़ा डायलॉग भागवत में, सबसे बड़ा शिक्षा उद्धव गीता भगवान श्री कृष्ण के द्वारा। और दूसरा सबसे बड़ा the next elaborate description by Supreme Lord Kapil to Devahuti. This is also very elaborate description जो भगवान का ये दो शिक्षाएं हैं, ये भागवत में विस्तार पूर्वक है। So असुरी प्रवृत्ति डिमोनिक नेचर की क्रिएशन होने के लिए एक अध्याय से पहले गया जो 14th chapter. We are now in chapter 15. There are 33 chapters in third canto. First 19 chapter deal with the demonic creation and Varahadev incarnation and Hiranyakashipu deliverance. After 19th chapter 20 to 33 say Kardam Muni, Kapil Dev and Devahuti Siksha all the way through. And this way the whole third canto is explained. So demonic nature का लोग कैसे पैदा होता है, सृष्टि कैसे होती है, दिति और कश्यप संवाद। Diti and Kashyap. Kashyap has many wives, but two are principal. One is Diti, and the progeny of Diti is called Daitya. And another one is Aditi, and the progeny of Aditya is called Aditya. Aditya are all demigods. The Surya is Aditya, Vamandev is Aditya, Indra is Aditya. So Aditi, they are Aditya, and Diti, they are Daitya. So this Diti and Kashyap Samvad, the dialogue between Diti and Kashyap, that is the cause of demonic creation. Diti approached Kashyap at a wrong time. क्या समय था? संध्या काल का, सायंकाल की संध्या. Wrong time, wrong place, यज्ञशाला. She approached at a wrong place, yajñashala. Third, she disobeyed the order of her husband. And fourth, she offended Lord Shiva at the time of Lord Shiva, along with his ghost, to roam around. And prior to that, the first thing is, Diti liked Kashyap on his own and then asked his father to materialize the marriage. Diti liked Kashyap, love marriage. पसंद अपने आप किया और फिर पिता को कहा मेरे यहाँ शादी करा. इसको कंपेयर करेंगे देवी संपदा से. देवहूति, उसका पिता, his father, स्वयंभू मनु और शत्रुपा लेके गए कर्दम मुनि के पास. देवहूति ने कर्दम मुनि की सेवा की और जब तक कर्दम मुनि ने नहीं पूछा, until he asked, she did not desire anything. So there is a difference. In third canto we can see the difference, and this is something which we should really understand, that how in our Grihastha life we behave according to the teaching of Bhagavatam, that we can have a progeny which should be of divine qualities. देवी संपदा का संतान उत्पन्न करना है तो उसके लिए शिक्षा ग्रहण करनी है, कथा नहीं पढ़नी है. What is teaching for us, that is important. So कैसे भी दिति ने गलती किया और कश्यप ने उसकी इच्छा पूरी की. Now something very important. Diti realized her mistake. To commit mistake is not offense. But after committing mistakes, not accepting it is a great offense. So now Diti said, I am sorry. I disobeyed you, please forgive me. I will please Lord Shiva somehow because I have relation. But Kashyap said somehow because of the wrong time and something, now the son which you are going to get to, they are going to be horrible, a disturbance for the whole human society. Then she begged really, very humbly, and Kashyap was somehow satisfied. He said, all right, then your grandson will be a great devotee. So somehow this action, along with the disaster of Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyakashipu, has given the one Mahabhagavat to the world, Prahlad Maharaj. So it's not that we criticize Diti, but we criticize the action, and we should learn to accept our mistakes. So now this has happened. Now Diti is knowing that I have in my womb the powerful progeny of Kashyap, and they are going to create a disturbance in the world. ये पूरे संसार को सताएंगे. So Diti decided, I can keep as long as I can these two in my womb, and she kept it for 100 years. 100 years. That time, at least Up till that time, let the demigods and human being be peaceful. Hare Krishna. You know, Kayadu, Prahlad's mother, was benedicted by Narada that you can give birth to the child whenever you like, and there will be no any pain, and there will be no any disturbance if you keep the child as long as you like. And she gave birth to the Prahlad Maharaj when Hiranyakashipu came back from the tapasya. She kept the pregnancy for a long time. We know Sukadeva Goswami was almost 16 years in the womb of Mother Vatika, something like that, Vyasdeva's wife. So it was possible. So 100 साल तक दिति ने अपने गर्भ को धारण किया. क्यों? There should not be a disturbance for the demigods and human beings. गलती किया तो तपस्या भी किया. She did the austerity even after doing mistake. Now somehow the reaction of that pregnancy was that there was darkness all around. And this has created disturbance in the planet of demigods. So demigods approached Brahmaji and they are praying Brahma why this has happened. So this chapter, now 15 verse 1 to 10 is the prayers by demigods, because there is darkness in the planetary system of the demigods, and they are not able to do their function. उनके कर्म करना, उनकी सारी क्रियाएं सस्पेंड हो गई क्योंकि अंधेरा था. और तो उन्होंने पूछा कि इसका कारण क्या है, why it is all like this. तो चलिए कहाँ चले, डेमिगॉड कहाँ गए हैं, ब्रह्मा जी के पास गए हैं. तो मुफ्त में चलिए ब्रह्मलोक चलते हैं. ये बातचीत तो ब्रह्मलोक में चल रही है. दिस डायलॉग इज गोइंग ऑन इन ब्रह्मलोक. सो ब्रह्मा के पास देवता गए हैं और प्रार्थना कर रहे हैं. उस प्रार्थना का ये आज 9वां श्लोक है. आइए इस 9th वर्ष को पढ़ते हैं. कौन बोल रहे हैं? देव उचुहु, ये देवता बोल रहे हैं. और सारे ही देवता प्रार्थना करते हैं. जैसे हम हरे कृष्ण कीर्तन करते हैं, सारे गाते हैं ना, तो सारे ही गा रहे हैं. तो ये प्लूरल में है देव उचु. वाच होता है एक आदमी बोलता है, ये सारे ही साथ बोलते हैं. जब ज्यादा परेशानी होती है तो ज्यादा सब साथ बोलते हैं. तो अब देवता सारे, they all are in front of the Brahma, and what they are saying today, let us read this verse. So it is here, you can see this. Sattvam vidhastva shambhu manas,
Sattvam vidhastva shambhu manas,
tamasa lupta karmana,
tamasa lupta karmana,
adabharadaya drishtya,
adabharadaya drishtya,
apanan arasikshitum,
apanan arasikshitum.
Sattvam vidhastva shambhu manas,
Sattvam vidhastva shambhu manas,
tamasa lupta karmana,
tamasa lupta karmana,
adabharadaya drishtya,
adabharadaya drishtya,
apanan arasikshitum,
apanan arasikshitum.
Sattvam vidhastva shambhu manam.
Sattvam vidhastva shambhu manas.
जो तो लास्ट एम है ना, उसके ऊपर एक डाट है, वो एन है. भूमनस है, तो उसके ऊपर एक डाट नहीं है अभी. तमसा लुप्त कर्मणा,
Tamasa lupta karmana,
अद्भरादया दृष्ट्या,
adabharadaya drishtya,
आपनाम अरसिक्षितम्,
apanam arasikshitam.
पढ़िए।
सत्वं विदत्स्व सम्भूमनस्
सत्वं विदस्व सम्भूमनस्
तमसा लुप्तकर्मणं
तमसा लुप्तकर्मणम्
अधभरा दयया दृष्टया आपनन् अर्ह शिक्षितुम्
सत्वं विदस्व सम्भूमनस्
सत्वं विदस्व सम्भूमनस्
तमसा लुप्तकर्मणम्
तमसा लुप्तकर्मणम्
अधप्रदयया दृष्ट्या आपन्नान् अर्हशिक्षितुम्
सत्वं विदत्व सम्भूमनस्
सत्वं विदस्व सम्भूमनस्
तमसा लुप्तकर्मणम्
अधप्रदयया
दृष्ट्या आपन्नान् हर्षिक्षितुम्
सत्वं विदस्व सम्भूमम् तमसा लुप्तकर्मणम् अधप्रदयया दृष्ट्या
सत्वं विदस्व सम्भूमान् तमसा लुप्तकर्मणाम् अधप्रदयया दृष्ट्या आपन्नान् अर्हशिक्षितुम्
सत्वं विदस्त्वं सम्भूमनस् तमसा लुप्तकर्मणः अधप्रदयया दृष्ट्या आपन्नान् अर्हशिक्षितुम्
माता जी देख रही है कुछ?
सत्वं विदस्व सम्भूमनस्
सत्वं विदस्व सम्भूमनस्
तमसा लुप्तकर्मणः
तमसा लुप्तकर्मणः
अधप्रदयया दृष्ट्या आपन्नान् अर्हशिक्षितुम् सत्वं विदस्व सम्भूमनस्
सत्वं विदस्व सम्भूमनस्
तमसा लुप्तकर्मणः
तमसा लुप्तकर्मणः
अधप्रदयया दृष्ट्या आपन्नान् अर्हशिक्षितुम् सत्वं विदस्व सम्भूमनस् तमसा लुप्तकर्मणः
तमसा लुप्तकर्मणः
अधप्रदयया दृष्ट्या आपन्नान् अर्हशिक्षितुम्
So,
सत्वं विदस्व सम्भूमनस् तमसा लुप्तकर्मणः अधप्रदयया दृष्ट्या आपन्नान् हर्षिक्षितुम्
so see, tamasa lupta karmana. Just meditate on this tamasa lupta karmana. Demigods are saying tamasa means andhera, darkness. Lupta means lupta, disappears. It's not visible. Karmana, we are not able to do our prescribed duties. We are not able to do our work. So the problem with demigod is because there is darkness, we cannot perform our function. If there is darkness, always can we perform our function? No. So this is a problem for the demigods that they cannot function because there was darkness. So because of the darkness, they cannot function, therefore they are praying to
Brahma.
Bhumana. Bhumana means the great. Brahma is great for them because they can approach to Brahma. There are primeval demigods and there are administrative demigods. The administrative demigods, the head is Indra. The primeval demigods is Brahma and Shiva and Vishnu. So these demigods, they approach to Brahma and they are saying something, Daya Drishtya. Please glance at us mercifully. Daya, mercifully, Drishtya. Have a glance. हमारे ऊपर दया की दृष्टि डालो. कृपा दृष्टि वृष्टिया दीना बतानु. That's what कृपया दृष्टि. This daya means कृपया, दृष्टि means दृष्टि. Please have a merciful glance unto us. And you are Adbhara. The word is Adbhara. Adbhara word is, Prabhupada has translated Adbhara as magnanimous. Magnanimous, Adbhara. Can you equal word you can find out from Adbhara? Equivalent word. Mahavadanyaya. Magnanimous. Mahavadanyaya. Adbhara. They both have same meaning. Because you are magnanimous. You can easily do that. It's not difficult for you. Adbhar means magnanimous. Apana. Apana. आप अपनी भाषा में बोलो अपने. Don't go in difficult thing. अपने. अपने means we are yours. We are surrendered to you. This is parpana apana. Parpana means we are surrendered to you. Apana means we are yours. Apana. Rahasi ikshatum. Rahasi ikshatum. To see. You can see. Because you can see the cause of this problem. And therefore you please help us. So now the first line, Satam Vidastva Sambhumana, that is addressing to the Brahma. So now here word to word, Saha, he, Tvam, you. Vidhastva, perform. Sham, good fortune. Bhuman, O great Lord. Tamasa, by the darkness. Lupta, have been suspended. Karmana, of prescribed duties. Adbhara, magnanimous. Without reservation. Dayaya, mercy. Drishtya, by your glance. Apnan, us the surrender. Rahasi, are able. Ikshitum, to see. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace of Hesha Lord Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The demigods prayed to Brahma, please look upon us mercifully, for we have fallen into miserable condition. Because of the darkness, all our work has been suspended. So these are demigods praying to Brahma. देवता ब्रह्मा जी को प्रार्थना कर रहे हैं, कृपा दृष्टि से हमको देखो, हमारी ओर देखो, हम बहुत दुखी हैं। क्यों दुखी हो? अंधकार हो गया, काम नहीं कर सकते 2 महीने के लिए। लाइट 2 घंटे भी चली जाए तो आप यही कहोगे भाई लाइट चालू करो, काम नहीं कर सकते हैं। तो हमारी लाइट 1 घंटा जाती है, हम परेशान होते हैं, और ये तो ब्रह्मांड की लाइट चली गई। सीजन चेंज ऑफ सीजन में कभी थंडर, ज्यादा रेन होती है, साइक्लोन होता है, तो लाइट के पोल उड़ जाते हैं। That is possible and light goes for some time. तो ऐसे सूर्य के प्रकाश के ऊपर भी अंधकार का परछाई पड़ गया। Sun was covered and there was no light. And demigods, हमारे घर की लाइट गई और डेमीगॉड के स्वर्ग की लाइट गई. This is an interesting phenomenon. इसका मतलब स्वर्ग जाओगे तो भी लाइट जाने का खतरा रहेगा. Even if you go to the heaven, there will be always some problem of darkness there. इसलिए ओम अज्ञान तिमिरांधस्य. This whole material universe is by nature dark. Is by nature dark. अंधकारमय है. और कवर क्या हो गया है आगे. In previous verses it is described that sun gives light to all the planetary system, and now there is no light coming from the sun, therefore there is darkness. Hare Krishna. Confirmed. So demigod also need light. It means in Swarga, it is not self-effulgent. Krishna is speaking Bhagavad Gita about his dham. Bhagavan Sri Krishna अपने लोक की बात करते हैं. नतद भास्यते सूर्यो. There is no need of sun. But demigods up till Brahma, they need sun for light. So this is very simple thing to understand. The problem which we have in this world, they may be on regular basis.
Hare Krishna, all request is to put the mobile in silent mode, please. Hare Krishna, also please come forward.
महाराज को हमने कहते सुना मोबाइल साइलेंस पे रखो. Then he said, please keep your mobile on silence. And then again he said, please keep your mobile on silence. And then he said, Mataji, in your purse's mobile may be there. Go and put it on silence mode. Hare Krishna. Indrari Vyakulam Lokam. So, on the planet of Indra, Swargalok, there is Vyakulta, means there is always disturbance. And so this is one of the disturbance on the planet of demigods, Swargalok. They have problem there. Our problem regular basis, हमारा तो रोज का problem है, but they have problem occasionally. They have more facilities and less problem. We have less facilities and more problem. Sumadhur Chaitanya, this body is made. Enjoyment is only at one place. Only with mouth you can eat. But pain is everywhere. You prick pain anywhere and you will get pain. So the body is made, you have misery everywhere, enjoyment limited. Limited enjoyment, misery unlimited. Is it practically? केवल खा सकते हो मुख से, लेकिन कांटा कहीं भी मारेगा तो दर्द होगा. कहीं से खा नहीं सकते और दर्द सब जगह से मिल सकता है. This is what this material nature is. Enjoyment is less. कितनी enjoyment है इस दुनिया में? वारी बिंदु. वारी आपको देखने की जरूरत नहीं है. यहाँ सारी वारी वारी है. There is all sand and sand and sand. और उसमें प्यासा आदमी हो, somebody is very thirsty, हाँ प्यास बहुत लगी हो, और कोई कहे हाँ हाँ तुम्हारे को पानी देता हूँ, just have one drop of water, कैसे लगेगा? Thirsty in a desert, one drop of water, what do you think? You will be happy? That's what ये हमारे वैष्णव आचार्य ने कहा है वारी बिंदु. The enjoyment of this material world is like a drop of water in a desert. देवताओं के पास एंजॉयमेंट ज्यादा है. Still they have जब एडवर्टाइज होती है किसी चीज की तो वो क्या बोलते हैं? Buy one get one free. Buy enjoyment get suffering free. This is the deal of this material world. This is very simple deal of this material world. By enjoyment, get suffering free. ये भगवत गीता का श्लोक है। ये संस प्रसजा भोगा दुख योनिया एवते। ये संस प्रसजा भोगा, that enjoyment which is by sense perception, senses through sense object, whatever enjoyment, जो भी सुख आप इंद्रियों से विषयों से लेते हो, उसी सुख के गर्भ में दुख जन्म लेता है। दुख योनिया एवते, it is the place of misery. Every enjoyment of this world is always accompanied by outstanding misery behind it. जैसे आपके पास कोई सिक्का है, if you have coin, you cannot have one side only, you have to take both sides. So suffering in this world is a free deal with all enjoyment. Therefore, saintly people say, decrease your enjoyment. Then suffering will automatically be decreased. Decrease your unnecessary enjoyment, then your suffering will automatically go down. Very simple formula. So demigods have a lot of enjoyment, and this is another problem. Those who are suffering, if the more suffering come, they will not be really alarmed. But those who have all the facility all the time, all of a sudden some suffering comes, then they will be really in a very great difficulty. So demigods always having enjoyment, now they have some suffering, so they went all the way to the Brahmaji for complaint. See, this is a problem. We cannot function. We cannot do our duties. This is karma. We cannot do our duties. So this is the so what we have to learn from this is that the heavenly planet where the demigods are living and the whole world wants to go to the heaven, so they are warned here that they have also problem, don't go there. Once Prahlad Maharaj was asked by Nrsimhadev, so you want some benediction? He said, people want benediction to go to the heavenly planet? I have seen the demigods of heavenly planet, they were afraid of my father Hiranyakashipu. Why should I go there? They were afraid of my father, so I am more happy at my father's home than at the heaven, because they are afraid of my father. So what benediction you give me? Heavenly. And unfortunately, 99.9% of religious people, I'm not saying non-religious, I'm saying religious people, their whole object is to achieve heavenly prayers. 99.9% लोग स्वर्ग का सुख ढूंढना चाहते हैं। एक लड़के की शादी हो गई, महीने के बाद हाफिज आया, लोगों ने पूछा कि अभी तो तुम्हारा शादी हो गया, तुम्हारा घर स्वर्ग बन गया? बोला घर तो स्वर्ग बन गया, लेकिन मैं स्वर्गवासी बन गया। भाई तो स्वर्ग में रहेगा तो स्वर्गवासी होगा। The one who lives in स्वर्ग is स्वर्गवासी। The two friends met of long time and one has 3 rings. So ये क्या रिंग है? बोला ये तो हमारी एंगेजमेंट रिंग है। बोला ये क्या रिंग है? बोला ये तो मैरिज रिंग है। बोला ये तीसरी? बोला ये सफरिंग है। तीसरी रिंग फ्री है। So even so 99% they want to go to the heaven. हमारे कोई मर जाते हैं, बोले स्वर्गवासी हो गया, we write स्वर्गवासी, and all the whole Christianity they want to go to the heaven. So this is the whole concept is of enjoyment, extended enjoyment. This is the whole problem of the human civilization. Sense enjoyment means misery included in the deed. Now, The demigods are now disturbed, and they went to the Brahma and they are asking for the cause of this darkness. ये अंधकार क्यों है, काम क्यों नहीं कर सकते हैं? Srila Prabhupada writes, because of the complete darkness throughout the universe, the regular activities and engagement of all the different planets were suspended. Because of complete darkness means there was no sunlight. Can one person create that much disturbance? One Hiranyakashipu was doing austerities, and there was a whole planetary system was disturbed, and then again the demigods were burning because of the fire coming from his head, and they went to the Brahma, please pacify him, one person. So similarly, Bhagavatam says if there is one devotee, Udgayanti, Nirtyanti, if he chants holy name and dance, गाएगा, नाचेगा, एक भक्त भी, पुनाति भुवनम, he can purify the whole universe. अगर एक डीमन सारी दुनिया को अंधकार में डाल सकता है, तो क्या एक भक्त सारी संसार का उद्धार नहीं कर सकता? Yes. So if wrong can do something, why not right can do something? So एक, अब तो ये पैदा ही नहीं हुआ है हिरण्याकश, उससे पहले अंधकार है, पैदा होके फिर क्या करेगा? कहते हैं जब गोकर्ण के स्थान पे, at the place of Gokarna, Ravana, Kumbhakarna and Surpankha and Vibhishan, they were doing austerities, तपस्या कर रहे थे, घोर तपस्या, चारों, 3 भाई 1 बहन। और रावण की तो इतनी घोर तपस्या थी कि अपना गर्दन काट के सोहा कर रहा था, और 9 काटे थे, 10वां काट रहा था। Then Brahma came. What you need? Then whatever Ravan asked, Brahma said, okay. और जब कुंभकर्ण बोलने के लिए, आशीर्वाद मांगने के लिए बोला, at that time demigods ran to the Saraswati and to Brahma. Wait. Without any benediction, at breakfast he's getting 1,000 sadhus. And when he's walking, he is trampling thousands of creatures. After your benediction, he will be a monster. Please wait a minute. तो सरस्वती को कहा कि ब्रह्मा जी ने सरस्वती को कहा कि अब ऐसे करो, आप मेरी एक आज्ञा का पालन करो। जब कुंभकर्ण वरदान मांगे तो उसकी जबान के ऊपर जाके बैठ जाओ। सो कुंभकर्ण ने कहा, ब्रह्मा जी आई नीड बेनिडिक्शन, वरदान दीजिए। और सरस्वती आके बैठी कि मैं सोया रहा हूं, लेट मी टेक स्लीप। तथास्तु, ब्रह्मा ने कहा। So these are so horrible, the demigods are afraid of them. When Ravan and Ram war was going on, Ravan was almost losing the war. So he went to Bali Maharaj in Sutalok. And he said, Bali Maharaj, you are also taken. Now we are in trouble. Almost my whole army is finishing. Our whole generation will finish. Please you help. Bali Maharaj ने कहा, आइए पीछे आपको एक दृश्य दिखाता हूँ मेरे कोर्ट यार्ड में, come and see a nice. And he took him there. There was a triangular big mountain of gold. लंका से रावण आया था. He has a golden Lanka. He has seen gold. He says, this is solid gold mountain. And Bali Maharaj said, can you take this? रावण ने हाथ डाल कैसे ऊपर खींच रहा है, हिमालय को हिला, ये नहीं हिल रहा है. And Bali Maharaj said, do you know, this is 1 ear ring of our great grandfather Hiranyakashipu. ये तो एक इयरिंग है हमारे हिरण्यकशिपु दादा का, एक दूसरा पता नहीं कहाँ गिरा है, जिसका एक इयरिंग आपसे हिलता नहीं है, और उसको नरसिंह देव ने ऐसे चीरा था, और आप कहते हैं कि मैं राम के युद्ध में आपका साथ दूं, जाइए, प्लीज गो. तो एक ही सिर्फ इयरिंग था, इट वाज माउंटेन. Can you imagine this? Maybe very difficult to really digest. You go in someday to the museum in Jaipur. It is maybe 80 years back. The king was wearing the shield which is 40 kg. 40 किलो का जो उसरे ये बांधता था कवच, और फिर महाराणा प्रताप सिंह का जो स्पीयर था 80 केजी का था, 80 किलो का, वो उठा के लड़ता था. यहाँ तो अपना शरीर उठा के चलना मुश्किल है. You go and see, they have their all the ornaments there. It says 40 किलो का वो पहनते थे, उसका बाद लड़ते थे, और घोड़ा उसको उठाता था. वो महाराज भी पाए दिए हमारी साइज से बड़ा था. उसका यहाँ एक रखा हुआ है पहनने वाला पजामा, तो देखने को. So it was 100 years back, people were like that, having that strength. So what do we speak of olden days? So when there is a darkness, we cannot function. So one person has caused darkness in all planetary systems. One person. So demigods are saying so. Now Prabhupada is writing, in the north and south poles of this planet there are sometimes no division of day and night. आपको experience है? Somebody has experience like this? North South pole कोई गया? May June में, I think in June we were in Siberia. रात को 9:30 बजे तक तो सूरज होता था. The sun was up till 9. Up till 1 o'clock there was light. और अब पर्दे बंद करके सोते 1 बजे मुश्किल से, तो 3:30 बजे फिर सूरज उग जाता. The whole day and there's small night. And now you will have hardly 9 बजे सूरज उगेगा और 4-5 बजे. This is only normally a surface. You go farther and farther, there's no difference between day and night. How will these people survive there? किसी ने पूछा कि उनका जन्म किसका वहाँ होता है, जिसके कर्म ऐसे होते हैं. Whatever, because of their karma they are there. What can we do? So Prabhupada is saying it is difficult sometimes at places. There's no difference between day and night. Similarly, when the sunlight does not approach the different planets within the universe, there is no distinction between the day and night. So there is no difference between day and night. So it means it was all night in the demigod's planet. There was no light. It was night. So they cannot do anything. So this was their problem. With this problem they approached Brahmaji. I'm taking your permission to do a couple more verses because then you can understand what the otherwise, then when the verses there's only 1 or 2 lines of purport. The next verse says, Esha deva ditir garbha oja kashyapam arpitam dishas timaryan sarva vardhate agnir ivai dhasi. Now example, they are giving example, analogy in a, as the fuel overloads fire. Fuel overloads fire means Agni, if there is Agni and you put, say, if you have Agni in a, say, say 6 inch by 6 inch container and you put 10 kg ghee on that, that Agni will off, it will be extinguished. That's what it says. As fewer overloads fire, so the embryo created by the semen of Kashyap in the womb of Diti has caused complete darkness throughout the universe. So demigods are telling that this problem is because of the embryo of Diti. That is the cause. And Prabhupada says the darkness throughout the universe is explained herewith as being caused by the embryo created in the womb of Diti by the semen of Kashyap. One line purport. So this one embryo is cause of the whole darkness in the whole universe. Then this 10 up till 10 verses appear. Now Maitreya Rishi is speaking. Dialogue is going on between the Maitreya Rishi and Vidur at the bank of Ganga in Haridwar. This dialogue is between Maitreya and Vidur, and simultaneously the dialogue is going on between the Sanak, Adi Rishi and the Suta Goswami at Naimisharanya. And also the dialogue is going on between the Sukhdev Goswami and Parikshat Maharaj at Sukatal. So this is the same repetition of the whole Bhagavatam. So now Maitreya Rishi is speaking. Maitreya said, thus Lord Brahma. Now Brahma heard to them 10 verses they prayed, and Brahma heard peacefully. Now Brahma is responding. So when somebody is speaking, they are said Deva Uchu. Now Brahma is not starting. Brahma is not yet started speaking, but there is some facial expression on Brahma's face. So Maitreya is speaking in between. This is like, what is the function of Sanjay in Bhagavad Gita? He speaks when Krishna and Arjuna are not speaking, but there is something going on between the two that Sanjay explains as a commentary. So now Maitreya Rishi is saying, Sa Parhasya, Sa means Brahma, Parhasya means he smiled. Mahabaho, so Maitreya is speaking to the Vidur as Mahabaho. Who is Vidur? विदुर कौन है? धृतराष्ट्र का भाई है, पांडव का भाई है. And something else about Vidur, you know? Bahu कहाँ है यहाँ? He is Dharamraj. Vyas Putra. He is begotten by Vyas, and he is Dharamraj. So Krishna is equal to everybody. Samvaham Sarvabhuteshu. He has given one Dharamraj to Pandavas, Yudhishthira Maharaj, and he has given one Dharamraj to Kauravas, Vidur. He was equal to both or not? He gave Dharamraj to both. Now it depends upon them how they take advantage of Dharamraj. Pandavas, they followed Yudhishthira thoroughly, so Krishna was on their side because they followed Dharma. Kauravas, they disrespected Vidura and get him out from the house. They disrespect Dharma, therefore there was no support from the Supreme Lord. So this is, Vidur is called Mahabahu here by Maitreya. The another greatness of Vidur is that Krishna, before leaving this planet, when he was speaking Bhagavatam to Uddhav, Maitreya Rishi appeared there, and Sri Krishna told to Maitreya, you should impart this knowledge to Vidur. So Vidur was very great devotee of Krishna. उसको 1 साल का शराब था. He was supposed to be 100 years in material world, but he stayed more. क्योंकि कृष्ण जब तक रहा तो उसकी इच्छा जाने की नहीं थी. तो जब धर्मराज अपनी सीट छोड़ के आया तो वहां एडहाक पे किसी को अपॉइंट नहीं किया था धर्मराज के, और वो था अर्यमा. अर्यमा पितरों का हेड अर्यमा उस वक्त यमराज बना था. और यहाँ से विदुर ने एक्सटेंशन लिख के भेज दिया कि मैं नहीं आ रहा, मेरी छुट्टी एक्सटेंड कर लो. And he did not want to go from this, because as long as Krishna was here, he was interested to have association of Krishna or the Krishna Katha. So Vidra को मैत्रेय कहता है महाबाहो, ब्रह्मा जी ने क्या किया? प्रहस means he smiled. भगवान शब्द गोचरः. Brahma, in all these 9 prayers, demigods have given all respect to the Brahma as Guna Avatar. Guna Avatar means he is the incarnation of Supreme Lord for the mode of material nature, mode of passion. Therefore, he has given respect as good as God. And otherwise, we look at it that Brahma has a sampradaya. So he is the Adi Guru of the sampradaya, because he received the whole Vedic knowledge from Narayan. So he should be respected. Yes, what we call it? Sakshat Haritvena Samasta Shastra. So he has been given respect as equal to Supreme Lord by the demigods, because they were in trouble. They have to give respect properly to get their problem solved. Usually when they are enjoying, they are in their own mood, but now they are in trouble. This is a problem of the demigods. So Bhagavan Shabda Gochara, Bhagavan can only be approached through the sound vibration. Who is understood by the transcendental sound vibration? Supreme Lord can be understood by Pratyachishtaha. Then he replied to demigods. Atma Bhu Brahmaji. Prinam, he replied to satisfy them. Ruchiragreya, with sweet words. So Maitreya said, thus Lord Brahma, who is understood by the transcendental vibration, tried to satisfy the demigod, being pleased with their words of prayer. So by prayers of the demigods, Brahmaji was satisfied. Shanto, he was santusht, and he smiled, and then he started speaking. Prabhupada writes, Brahma could understand the misdeeds of Diti. Brahma can see what is the problem, what is the cause of the darkness. And therefore he smiled at the whole situation. He smiled at the whole situation. Why he smiled? Because he knew this. How he knew this? That he will tell now. That एक बार रथ यात्रा थी मेरठ में। मेरठ की रथ यात्रा में मैं सीढ़ी होती है रथ के ऊपर चढ़ने की ना, जहाँ सीढ़ी के ऊपर खड़ा मैं अनाउंसमेंट कर रहा था, माइक मेरे हाथ में था और नीचे से किसी ने एक छोटी बच्ची मेरे को दिया का अनाउंसमेंट करो किसी की बच्ची गुम हो गई है। मैं बच्ची को ऐसे उठाया माइक में, मैं बोला किसी की बच्ची है, वो बच्ची मेरे घर से बोलती बाबा बाबा तेरी बेटी हूँ, एंड शी वाज माय डॉटर। ये सच्ची घटना है, इट्स ट्रू, आई एम टेलिंग। मैं ऊपर सीढ़ी पे खड़ा था तो मैं तो ध्यान दिया नहीं बच्ची को, बट मैं किसकी बच्ची को बोलते बाबा। तो ब्रह्मा स्माइल क्यों कर रहा है? बोला ये मेरे बेटे 4 हैं। These are all my 4 Kumaras. Because of them this whole has appeared. ये हमारे बच्चे की बात है। So he smiled because he understood the situation, that what is the problem. He will tell my son. So he understood, therefore he smiled. He replied to the demigods present there in words they could understand. He replied, so this is very important line. You have to repeat the same message of the parampara, but you have to present it in understandable way. That is most important. Sukadeva Goswami repeated Bhagavatam, whatever Vyasadeva told him, but he has not repeated as a parrot, but he has explained it in an understandable, sweet way that people can understand. We preach, like this topic we discuss, there are some, in this 3rd canto, there are topics which are very, 30th chapter is very serious. Mother Devhuti is asking, please explain why the people are bound in this material world and how they can be relieved. And Kapil Dev is speaking really exactly how we are bound in this world. And when you speak on that, as it is written here, people will throw a stone on you. You have to present in a palatable way. The people can understand normally. You just have to put in a way that people can understand same message, but in an understandable way. That's most important. You see your audience, same professor, he can speak higher mathematics to the PhD student, but if he goes to the primary, he will say 2 plus 2 is equal to 1. So he knows this, but he has to speak in a way which people can understand. So who are your audience? Then you have to listen. So now the audience are demigod. So Brahma is speaking. Now we will read this verse. Brahma is now speaking. Brahma vacha manasa me suta yusmat purva jaha sankadya cherur vihayasa loka lokeshu vigat spra. Now Brahma is saying to the demigods, Lord Brahma said, my 4 sons, Sanak, Sanatan, Sanandan and Sant Kumar, who were born from my mind. ब्रह्मा जी अपने मन से 4 पुत्र उत्पन्न किए थे. पहले सृष्टि मानसिक हुआ करती थी. People were simply thinking and then it happens. मानसिक सृष्टि होती थी जब मन में बल होता था. That could have happened. But then since this sृष्टि was not increasing, then the Maithunya sृष्टि, the sexual creation started afterwards. The 4 sons of Brahma are Mansik Putra. They are 4 sons. They are my born of my mind and are your predecessors. They are क्या है वो? पूर्वजा. They are your demigods. ये आपके पूर्वज हैं. They are senior to you. Sometimes they travel throughout the material and spiritual skies without any definite desire. They just move around. Why? Prabhupada is saying when we say desire, then why the 4 Kumara have any desire? They should not have any desire. So when we speak of desire, Prabhupada says, we refer to desire for material sense gratification. Saintly person like Sanak, Sanatan, Sanandan, Sant Kumar, they have no material desire. But sometimes they travel all over the universe. Why?
To deliver.
Out of their own accord to preach devotional service. The 4 Kumaras, they travel for preaching. Any example for Kumaras for preaching?
Bhagavatam. Taking to Narada Muni.
They spoke Bhagavatam to Narada Muni in Haridwar at Saptarishi Ashram Anand Ghat. Yes.
And,
they spoke to that is the 4 Kumaras are speaking to Prithu Maharaj and 4 Kumaras also speaking to Prachetas. Prachetas, Narad is there. That's Narad, not Prachetas. So 4 Kumaras are still moving. They can come to Berin also. They don't need passport visa. They can come really. If you like, they can come. They are traveling to preach. If you want to hear, then they can come. So they are still there and they are moving around and giving, like Narad, they are the elder brothers of Narad. Narad के बड़े भाई हैं. लेकिन ये शांत है, नारद की तरह इधर की उधर नहीं करते. They are simple. So here we end. I think the 13th. I think let me see. Yeah, then there's a little purport and next word. So we have finished up till 12th verse. Anybody has any question or comment? Any question or comment? So what we have learned today is, if there are unwanted people, demonic people, there will be darkness, which could be taken literally as no sunshine, and it can also be understood, tamas means, then there will be ignorance. There will be ignorance. And Prabhupada calls, this type of ignorance is all pervading now. This ignorance is all pervading now. People have no interest for spiritual discipline. They are risking their present life to become cat and dog in next life. They are not interested in many demonic people on the planet, therefore there is ignorance all pervading. So like the demigods, the devotee should every day pray that all this ignorance, how it can be really, ignorance can be what we call ignorance, how by the transcendental knowledge we can wipe out the darkness of ignorance of the mind of people. In other words, our purpose is to preach Krishna consciousness and to make this world more peaceful place for the gentleman to live, which is very difficult. So demigods have a problem, so there is no hope. If we go to the heavenly planet, still there will be problem. So we should not desire to go to the heavenly planet. In other words, we should not have a desire for more enjoyment. We should be simply living on this planet, preparing for going back home, back to Godhead. That is only the message of Srimad Bhagavat ultimately. And for this great journey, the simple method is Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
If you chant, it may take long time for you to make your ticket to back to Godhead. But if you preach it and make 100 more people to chant, then your ticket will be quick. अकेले जपोगे तो समय लगेगा, दूसरों को जपाओगे तो जल्दी जाओगे. Now it is up to you. कौन सा एक्सप्रेस लिफ्ट लोगे या सीढ़ी से जाओगे? अपना जपना सीढ़ी से जाना है, दूसरों को प्रचार करना इसी एक्सप्रेस लिस्ट है. You decide and you take the decision. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.